Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I have a chess miniature to share with you. A 25 move game, 3+2 time control. This was played on September 19th. On the white end, Grandmaster Arseniy Nesterov has had a peak FIDE rating above 2600, playing against LeelaKnightOdds's no king knight for Leela. So that's the main thing, working against Leela in this game. Also, playing with the black pieces, no problem. Now, I continue to be sort of inspired by the opening play by Leela. I mean, if Leela is winning these games without a knight, I mean, why not give these setups a try with your full set of pieces? Now, what we're looking at in this game, an open Sicilian Kan, and the weapon of choice here by Leela continues with this pawn play. We have b5, the wing attack, g3, and the c3 knight is given a kick. No, this knight is kicked from eyeing d5, and only after it isn't eyeing this square, Leela apparently feels comfortable weakening the d5 square in a way saying what piece is going to operate well on that weakened square. From here, knight b3 is played, and I imagine if knight f5 is in there, we might see d5 trying to undermine the support of the knight on f5. All right, tough to know exactly what Leela is going to play. In this game, it is knight b3, and this pawn play continues. a5, bishop g2, a4, that is officially 9 consecutive moves with the pawns to start the game. Knight rocked back, and we finally have our first piece move, move 10, bishop a6. Now let's just pause for a moment. White has an extra knight. Let's call the e2 knight the extra knight. What is it doing? It doesn't have a single forward square, and it's soon going to just end up in a pin once castled. These two pawns tame the knight, already a significant space advantage. Leela's minor pieces breathe, let's say, significantly better than White's. This bishop is currently top in the position. From here it is castles, bishop c5, beautiful coordination here, operating on adjacent diagonals, b3, a takes b, and White cannot take towards the center. A takes b runs into bishop captures knight. You're on the queen and the rook. So it is c takes b, knight c6, bishop b2, and from here we have some support over e5, knight c4. This knight is White's best, and it's immediately challenged. From here, we play within the structure. We simply exchange knights. If the knight goes to e3, it's difficult to know what Leela is going to do. The computer points out, Stockfish 17.1 that is, it's looking at the capture of the knight, saddling White with the doubled pawns. I'm thinking, though, that Leela may sort of played in a way where, okay, you got that square. I'm going to let you go there and sort of say that you're not going to be able to tie in well with some other piece. You're not going to be a bother and inconvenience. It's possible some idea with h5 and h4 is there. Again, tough to know. In this one, we have knight takes knight, queen takes knight, queen d2, and castles. Now from here we have rook f to d1. I was a little curious about a3. You can't take, got this pin going on. There is a line where you could win a pawn here with bishop captures knight, and then White includes this move, the queen recaptures, and then you collect the b pawn. I somehow feel that Leela would not go for this. Sort of too simplified just to track down a pawn. I think what may have been played in the case of a3 is simply queen b6. Form a battery, prepare to meet pawn takes with bishop takes. Queen won't be under fire then. And there's still these nice open diagonals. This is the good bishop, keep in mind, so trading it for the knight, yeah, I doubt that a variation like that would be played. From here, we have rook f to d1 and king to h8. Just getting off of this diagonal. Prep work for f5. There's not going to be any irritating check with the queen. Now, there's a strategy when you're playing opposite color bishop positions to try and demonstrate that your bishop is more productive. Try and coordinate with your bishop. And if you're able to do that, you sort of obtain some initiative. We don't have a case of opposite color bishops here. But what we do have, in a way, are these two dark square bishops that are aimed in two totally different directions. They're not competing for the same diagonal. Black is pinpointing the weakest square in white's camp, f2. And this bishop here on b2, main diagonal, but it is essentially biting on a rock. By going with this f5 move, what is Leela looking to do? Coordinate with this bishop, trying to demonstrate that this is the more meaningful bishop, the more meaningful diagonal. Play from here is bishop h3, trying to hold up this f5 idea. Leela is quick to remind white that e4 is sensitive and the bishop simply returns. One of the moves the computer is looking at here is g4. As weakening as that is on the king's side, does clamp down on the f5 idea. Not the way it is played here. We have bishop h3, follow up bishop b7, bishop g2, and now queen a7. Love the queen post. Queen functioning like a queen. f2 under fire. Knight c1. And now comes the break. f5. The response is knight d3. And the bishop is preserved. Note this knight is now interfering with this battery. It's almost like it just doesn't exist. White's response is queen e2. Now, if this knight is picked up here, it already calls this even with pawn captures pawn. And this is going to be a very big problem now. You got three pieces targeting f2. In the case of rook f1, there's this e3 move. And you can't take bishop's recapturing. You're going to lose the queen. So you'd have to move the queen. Pawn takes is there, a passed pawn. Calls it even. That's going to look like, that's going to be a very scary pawn. Okay, this b4 pawn, not a good one to take. We have here queen e2, bishop a6, knight pinned, pawn takes. So relying on this threat, but Leela simply ignores it and crashes through on f5. White's response is king h1. What would happen if bishop captures rook? Let's have a look. Bishop takes would be met with rook captures f2, and white will end up losing the queen. So how is this going to look? If queen takes rook, there's bishop captures knight. This sequence right here, at the end of it, it says that it's still winning for white. Calls it +2 with only one move. Rook of g1. Okay, even with that best move, good luck surviving this with these two connected passed pawns. Leela with the queen, white, no queen. Leela's going to stir up trouble here, no doubt. All right, that's what may have happened in the case of bishop captures rook. The top move here is queen e2, and second rate is rook f1. In both cases, it's saying increase the pressure on f2. All right, in this game, King h1 is played. Rook captures f2. Move 25. White resigns. Black is better here. Evaluation reads -1 with best play. And best play involves giving up the queen. And this is not going to be fun for white. This is considered a top line. Good luck playing this as white. I tried to save the queen. Why can't you maybe go to e1 or e4? Let's have a look. There would be rook captures bishop, and white's light squares are going to get crushed. Look at this variation. These bishops, queen, monsters. Where is the king supposed to go? There's no safe ground. King f1 runs into a mate in 2. Queen blocks, mate. Knight is pinned. Also, if the king goes to h3, queen f3 is there, setting up check and then checkmate. There's also ideas of check and check on this diagonal. There's just too much ground being covered by the queen and 2 bishops in this wide open position. Look at these pieces here. Minor pieces, both rooks, complete non-factors. Queen on the back foot. Finally, in the case of, let's say, queen e4, if the game continued here with queen e4, yet again, there would be rook captures bishop, meeting king takes rook or queen takes rook with bishop b7, pin and win of the queen. Okay, only a 25 mover. I continue to find these games fascinating. Anyhow, your thoughts with this one, feel free, as usual, to leave any feedback to this video in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe took a thing or two away. That's all for now. Take care.